What is up? This is Colonial Puppet, and this is another episode of the Let's Build a Stadium series. If you'll just load Mr. Stadium. Awesome. There it goes. It's been a while since not since I've played Minecraft, but since I've loaded up the stadium. I don't know, man. I'm getting old, and so is this Let's Build. It's been going on for a long time. When we left off, I was gonna start on this next floor. So this is the floor above the lobby and parking area that we had made the past couple episodes. I'm gonna start that by basically just you know sanctioning off, or I guess just sectioning off areas that we don't really need, like walling things off. But yeah, and I say it hasn't been a while since I've played Minecraft because I've been playing the Windows 10 version. Actually applied for like a it's like they have like a content creator program for that I applied for, and if I get that, I can make maps and whatnot. I'm gonna select this and then this, and set 215. There we go. I'm just gonna fill these in because again, I made it pretty well known that I wasn't a fan of the whole glass aesthetic that I kind of went for, which is alright. But yeah, I've been doing that. Been building a world. If you don't check my community tab on my channel, I've been posting some update video pictures of the map that I've been working on. It's just like a really kind of low key, like town. Not modern at all. It's like a kind of medieval town, but like medieval Asia kind of themed, with a big old tower. It's pretty cool. I suggest you check it out. Been working on that kind of. I've been really busy with just life outside of my YouTube channel. Been working on props for a music video. I've been working on music for a music album. Been working on my artist portfolio and getting all my social media up to date for job hunting and that kind of stuff. Been busy with the girlfriend, busy with family, friends visiting, all that good stuff, and just work in general. So I've been busy. Not a lot of time for YouTube and whatnot. Finally found the time. Not to say that I don't enjoy this. It's just kind of becoming less and less of a possibility with life being the way it is, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm not gonna shut down my channel or anything like that. I definitely want to finish this Let's Build. Definitely want to finish the Cyberpunk City, all that good stuff. But I mean, it's gonna take some time. It's probably gonna drag on a little bit. So, with all that stuff out of the way, I have to deal with this roof. More specifically, this weird kind of curve that we have running through the roof, which, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Actually, I'm gonna start walling this stuff off. So, let's go there. Let's go up to the roof, fill that in like so. Kind of wall off the brick area from the kind of open window area in the center. And of course, we're starting on the long end of the field, just because it happened to be the end of the field that I was closest to when starting the video. And we're not really going to worry about getting this like really furnished and whatnot. We just kind of want to make it look more or less presentable as like a like a habitable space. So let's open this up and see something. Okay, so the opening is going to be on this side. So what we're going to have to do is fill this in. All these open spaces right here. Which is basically just, this is already white concrete, it's just those iron bars we have running across that we want to get rid of. So yeah. Long story short, when I finally have the time to sit down and play video games, I don't want to worry about rendering and editing and all that stuff. I just kind of want to do it to enjoy gaming. It's kind of been, it's weird that I don't know, I feel the need to commodify what is essentially a hobby that I do for my own personal pleasure, I guess. Which nothing wrong with monetization. It's just I don't know, I've been less and less I guess intrigued by the idea of making money off of playing video games and all that good stuff. Alright. I'm gonna kind of mirror this. So for the first three, there's 6 of these stairwells. For the first 3, I had them on the right side. For these 3, I'm gonna have them on the left side. And I forgot to do that one. Oops. This one I already kind of have done almost. Like that. Forgot you. Oops. Yeah. So yeah. But the Windows 10 Marketplace thing would be pretty cool, because I think it would be cross-platform, so I'd be technically making maps for the Xbox again. That is if there's like, pretty sure there's cross-compatibility between Windows 10 and Xbox, which I think is what the whole Minecraft Realms thing is. So the next thing we're going to want to do is wall off the bleachers, I believe. So to do that, I'm going to take some of this stuff, build it out like so. And this all looks pretty ugly and like unappealing, but right now we're just kind of like planning our attack, really. Not really doing anything like any finishing touches or anything like that. This is just kind of like real dirty, getting the space kind of planned out. So like that. So connect those two. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Because really, with this the space underneath the underneath the bleachers, it's kind of like stepped like that. Isn't really usable unless I want to use it for like storage space. Which I mean, I guess I can do. Try and get as much use out of the space we have. So these are kind of like, I guess, press area for the like media covering the game, stuff like that. So I built this wall out. How many blocks in was it? So 2 blocks in. Actually, before you deal with that, let's do this. Alright. So I selected that as my first point, and we're going all the way down to here. There we go. And then selecting that, and we're gonna make this a huge wall. Build a big, beautiful wall. There we go. And it's gonna take a little while to register because that was a lot of blocks to place at literally the same time. There we go. Alrighty. So that kind of shields that away. So now we're kind of left with this space, which makes a lot more sense. Then hopefully this will line up with a brick instead of a window, which unfortunately it does. So we're just going to go 1 over. Going to build up 1. Select that. Go over here. And oops. Build that as a wall as well. Oops. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. So kind of just like chopping the space up into more digestible areas to work with. Because this is a lot to deal with, obviously. Now, I want to make sure that this lines up the same way it does over there, which it does. So same thing, 1 block in, and then we're gonna actually come over here. My eye itches. And then we're gonna go up here, I believe. Yeah. Fill that in. Cool. So now we're left with this ugly ceiling. And actually, before I do anything else, I'm going to do this. I'm going to select the bottom here. Then I'm going to go all the way to the end. And select the top inside right here. And go set 0. Get rid of that. I don't remember why I built these out like I did, but for whatever purpose they served earlier in the Let's Build, we don't need them anymore, so let's just get rid of them. Bring them back. I know you're there it goes. Alright. And actually what we can do is do this. We're going to find our iron block. It's kind of weird. I very much prefer the Windows 10 version of Minecraft to this one. Even the only thing I don't like, or the only thing that this version does better is like mods and whatnot. The building in this version is a lot more cumbersome. I mean, I've said this like 10,000 times on this channel by now. The good thing that the Windows 10 version does is the same thing it did well on the Xbox 360, which was it kind of knew when you were trying to basically spam a bunch of blocks in like creative mode. And here it's like I kind of have to, you can probably hear it, I have to like really kind of time my movement right to make sure the blocks uh, lay down the way I want them to, and even then I still mess up. Or like, so say I'm like moving and like trying to put these down, or like I'm like zooming real fast, I start to like skip. The Windows 10 version will can adjust how fast you place blocks based on your speed, whereas this version doesn't. No matter how fast you're going, you place blocks at the same speed. So if you're trying to like really fill in an area fast, it's a lot harder on this version as opposed to the Windows 10 version. Something they got right on the 360 version and that they carried over to the Windows 10 version. I really like that. So yeah, they don't have the, if I could be wrong, but I don't think they have the weird kind of floaty stuff too, where there's kind of like a velocity and you kind of gradually come to a stop. I think it's pretty on point with the movement in Windows 10. You like, if you stop, you stop. There's no like kind of like skidding to a stop. Oh wait, I can just do this. Okay. So yeah, I've been getting used to the Windows 10 control scheme, and I'm digging it a lot more than this. I do think the UI is. I don't think I've made. I don't think I have an opinion yet, but the UI is a lot different. Like the this, instead of like scrolling through, it has like one version of each block, and it's like a drop down or like a plus minus thing. So if like there's like a picture of like a concrete block, but if you click on it, it'll open up all the concrete blocks and like all that good stuff. So it's like a lot more compact. I think I like the Windows 10 version better. It just kind of gets confusing when you're trying to click. Like when you're really working fast and like you at a glance you want to pick up like a generic stone block, and you keep trying to pick it up, but you're clicking the not the actual block that you can select, but like it's basically just a button to open a drop down disguised as like a block icon. Alright. There we go. So we're making this look a little bit nicer. Now, the thing is, I think this is like, okay, so that is like that. So, I don't think this curve is necessary, to be honest. It doesn't look like it's, as long as it's all this gray, it should be alright if we go ahead and basically bulk fill it in. So I'm gonna extend this all the way to the edge, like so. Going to select the corner. I guess here. I'm going to come all the way to I guess here. And I'm going to fill it in with 251, 8? Yes. So I think that's good. So that kind of gets rid of that ugly, in fact, I'm going to do this. Select that, bring it all the way down to here, fill that in. And then go to the other side of that wall. Drop this. Oh wait, do I need to drop that down? Guess so, yeah. Yeah. Oh no. my night vision? I got rid of it. 8 minutes. You can kind of time how long this is going based on how many night visions I go through. Which is kind of funny. Boom. There we go. I can just fill this in because I'm lazy, but I'm not that lazy. There we go. So this is what we got so far. And that took me to just kind of like visualizing. Alright, so that took me to that wall, so then I'm just going to need to fill this in over here. So I'll fill that down, select that as my first point, and then come all the way down here. Select this as my second. Fill this in. I think it's thinking, yeah. Alright. So now, what I want to do is again the same thing, right? Select this, select that block, bring this down. And then I want to select here's my first starting point. And then line myself up here. Second starting point, fill all that in. Cool. Then I can fill this in. So now what I have to do is this. Select that, go all the way down here. Oh man, it's a lot of work, but that's okay. Boom. Alright. So that's all filled in with that. I'll select this. Now it's going to be really easy just filling in these spots like so. So we're just making the ceiling flat and uniform, which it wasn't before, obviously, with that weird curve and like the weird openings at the stairwells and all that good stuff. So we're just kind of like, again, making this as uniform as possible and kind of like quarantining off areas for just managing our space right now. Really. There we go. So, next thing we're going to do is fill this in. Oh. I just want white. There we go. So I'm going to do the same thing for everyone. And again, these could be like utility closets, I think. I'm going to put doors on all of these, obviously, to kind of utilize this space. But before I do that, I'm going to like do some lighting and whatnot and cover up the weird stepped like thing that's going on up there. Because that's kind of ugly, if you ask me. Alright, there we go. And now, now that we kind of have this space all figured out, the next thing to do is I'm gonna do another layer of roof, but this time with andesite. This is what we're gonna use to put our lighting in, obviously. So set 1.6. Kind of like this as a roof. A roof material. It looks like tiling, which is kind of cool. Same thing over here. So we're basically just repeating what we did with the light gray concrete, just with andesite, obviously. All right. So yeah. All the way over here. That worked. Awesome. Kind of taking a gamble every time I do that because I'm not 100% sure that I'm lined up right, and I could like take a chunk of the stairwell out. But whatever, I like to live on the edge. Fill this in. So already it's looking a lot different, a lot more manageable, and just like a lot nicer as a space. I totally forgot how I did this, so I'm gonna do this again. This time keeping track. So I left clicked this side over there, so I'm gonna right click here. Don't want to like take a huge chunk out because I've had some issues with the undo function of World Edit. Let that load in. Fill that in. I think that's actually that's it. Yeah, I just gotta fill these in. And it's been 8 minutes apparently. Have a drink up. Alright, fill this in. Alrighty, cool. Now what did I say I was gonna do? Alright. Going to open this up like so. In the middle. Cool. And like I said, these are going to be just like closet space. Or maybe bathrooms. Although it's, no, actually that's enough space for a good bathroom. Gonna put that in like that. Gonna do that down across the board. Awesome. Uh-oh. The spooky cave noises. That's how big this place is. The game thinks it's like a giant cave. Cave Stadium. That's a good name for a cave. For a stadium. Alrighty. Now we can start adding flourishes and whatnot. So we're gonna need quartz, stairs, and all that good stuff. Gonna need Gotsy stone. Let's get some another fence. Let's just start with also doors. We're gonna need some fancy dark oak doors. Wait, oh yeah. Piece myself, like do like some trim all around. Oops. Just like little details like that. Cool. So ooh, it'd be cool if I did this. Something like that. So I can do that for every single one. So bring this up one more. Do that. Do that. Do that. Again, that's what I was talking about. With Windows 10, I don't have to worry about like skipping blocks and whatnot, because it's really good at kind of detecting what you're trying to do and adjusting like the block placing speed accordingly. There is issues though with it does that when you're breaking blocks. So you'll be like trying to like break one block, and it'll like speed up, and you'll end up breaking like 2 or 3 blocks. It's kind of annoying. So it's like you're like clicking in like rapid succession, just to break a very specific set of blocks, but it'll kind of go crazy and destroy like the block you wanted and all the blocks around it. And like sometimes you won't even know when it happens, and like I'll look and I'll see like there's oh, I don't remember breaking that block, but okay. There'll be like chunks out of your builds. It's usually pretty manageable though. And honestly, I'll take that over this kind of building scheme. Like that'll never happen. You'll never like place the wrong block in front of the other block, or place blocks in front of each other by accident on Windows 10 and the Xbox releases. Never played it on PlayStation, but I mean I assume it's the same way. Does is it Mojang? Did they also do the PlayStation port, or is that another company? I have to say Microsoft has done a pretty good job of not only not messing up Minecraft, but making it a lot better, in my opinion. They kept the Java, like at the very least, they kept the Java version, really. Still being updated for free. Still like a really cheap game. It's like 20 bucks, right? There's all that's kind of been left alone, minus like the content updates, which is nice. And on top of that, they ported it to all different platforms, and in my opinion, improved the game a lot on those platforms. Because like I said, I love Windows 10. Not the operating system, the version of Minecraft. Windows 10 is a whole other story. I'm not a fan. But in terms of games and whatnot, in terms of the game port to Windows 10, no real complaints. Actually, there is one complaint I have with the Windows 10 version. Is in this version, there's when you set up your controls, there's a control called a little known control called cinematic mode that a lot of people, including myself, use to make cinematics like in Minecraft. That was really helpful. It basically just like turns the velocity way down on your mouse, and like kind of adds like an easing effect to your mouse movement, and what you're left with is like really kind of smooth, nice mouse movements. And when you're using screen capture software like in my case Fraps, makes for some good cinematics. So if you watch my like 1 episode skyscraper let's builds, I usually use that in the beginning of each of those videos. Like when I'm like showcasing the build, I'll toggle cinematic mode and like everything will get really slow and smooth, and I can just like do these really nice long pans of cityscapes and like specific buildings, and it looks really nice. There's no such thing in Windows 10. They got rid of that. Now you could do theoretically, I did this on the 360, is the Windows 10 version supports controllers, and what I did back in the day was you can turn the sensitivity way down on your controller, and it'll make more or less the same effect that cinematic mode did. I think the only difference is you don't ease to a stop when you stop moving your analog stick on your controller. So once you stop panning, it'll just come to a really abrupt stop, and it doesn't really look that good. That's really the only alternative, I think, for making cinematics on Windows 10 mode, which is kind of a shame. Should do like a feedback thing and tell them to put cinematic mode back. Other than that, been really digging Windows 10 Minecraft. That was my TED Talk. Might as well do the same thing over here. These in. Last one. Or no, never mind. 2 more, 3 more, 2 more. Alright. Oh wait, I never even did this one. LOL. Now I'm gonna take some chiseled quartz, wherever you're hiding. There you are. Don't need that no more. So on either side of those, I'm gonna put this. And then I'm gonna call it an episode. Well, not yet, but I'm gonna put some pillars in and then call it an episode. We'll do lighting and all that, and some more like partitioning of the walls, I guess, on the next episode. And then we'll get started on the short end of the field, which will take no more than one episode because it's a lot less space to work with. Yeah. Then it'll be a lot of this. I know someone in the comments was like, don't forget about the end goals. I've not forgotten about those. I was going to save that as like a, I guess, like breaking the bottle on like a newly made ship. That's like the finishing like touch. Like christening the stadium by giving it its goalposts. Also, I haven't really thought about how to do that yet. I'm like still kind of debating with myself what to use, whether it be just like thick blocks or like a fence might work, or not a fence, like a brick or stone wall, like the wall brick, which is like, because I mean, like, I feel like a block is too thick to build a freaking goalpost out of, right? So I don't know why I'd use that. But then again, it's like not too much else. Look, usually they're like yellow and like solid colors, so like a brick wall won't look right. So it's like I'm kind of torn with what to use. Think of something. I might use the oh wait, is there a, maybe there's that purple brick. Where are the wall colors? Let's just take the wall. Mossy cobblestone wall. So are these the only walls we have in this version? Oh, I was hoping that there'd be like a purple brick wall, but I guess not. That's unfortunate. I was gonna use that. I might just end up biting the bullet and using frickin' like just really thick ass like red concrete or yellow concrete, even though it's like scale wise way too thick of a thing to use. Oh well. Yeah, I've also been thinking of streaming. I feel like this format, I feel like I've brought this up before, but this format's getting pretty long in the tooth in terms of just really fucking long Let's Build episodes. This is how many episodes long? I'm just like surprised people watch this, to be completely honest. Like I get like, not to like rag on my on my fans obviously, but like I want to know what you guys think. If you'd prefer to just like, I mean, theoretically if I did streams, they would be recorded and like remain on my channel after they're done for all to see for as long as my channel's a thing. It's not like I would like, if you miss my stream, you'd miss the Let's Build. They'd like still be here. It would be a lot more interactive on your guys' side. Like I've been watching a lot of speedruns, and a lot of the content comes from the questions that the audience asks as they're doing their thing, which like, I mean, there's a lot of I try and fill up this space with as much talking as possible, which like right now I'm doing. I think I've gotten pretty good at it. But even so, I mean, there's still like just awkward silences everywhere. Not that there has to be talking all the time. Just like, I don't know, when I don't know what to say, I tend to repeat myself, which is probably like annoying to listen to. Like again, like I feel like every time I say something, it's like, oh, by the way, this is like the 10 millionth time I've said this. I've done it like twice this very episode. I think that things would be a lot more fresh if like it was just kind of real time, people watching the stream and asking questions and whatnot. And just like in terms of like that seems a lot like where the gaming content platform is going. Twitch is really kind of getting there in popularity. Not to the point of YouTube yet, but I mean it's getting there. Not necessarily that I would stream the Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel. I've streamed there before, just like as like a test. But yeah, I don't know. It just makes more sense, the kind of content that I'm creating. I definitely do it on YouTube, at least. Maybe switch over to Twitch later. But for right now, I don't know. I feel like it would make more sense to stream on like YouTube Live or whatever. Is that what it's called? YouTube Live? YouTube streaming? I don't know. I know it's Facebook Live. I don't know if I'm like mixing those two up. But anyway, yeah, that's like the direction I want to take. Like kind of cinematic stuff on my channel, but a lot of this like kind of long drawn out stuff, I want to relegate it to like live streams. That, I mean, will be like something you can interact with if you happen to catch it live, and it'll kind of be a lot more lively with people asking questions. Maybe not so much at first. Maybe the first couple will be me talking to myself and like 3 people watching. Maybe not. I don't know. But then even after that's done, the live stream will be on my channel. I think that's how YouTube works. I don't know. I really need to. That's like another thing. Like I've been saying how busy I am, so it's really hard to kind of sit down and research like all the avenues I can take. Like it took me a while to like find the time to apply for the content creator thing that Windows Minecraft does, where you can like build maps to put on the marketplace and people can buy it from you. You can make, I think, money or like money in the form of gold coins. I don't know how it works or what the value rate is on Minecraft marketplace gold coins or whatever. So yeah, it's like it takes a lot to kind of like not just make content but like evolve your content, which I mean, like I went to school for art. I do like videos as like a passion. Obviously these aren't like my artistic like masterpieces. These are just kind of like a side hustle / hobby. Playing video games, might as well film it and talk to myself. I have microphones laying around from my music endeavors. It just kind of makes sense to do this, and like I've been told I'm not too bad at building, so I mean that's why I do it. People seem to value what I build, all that good stuff. Alright, so I'm just gonna finish up with the trimming, the wall trimmings here. Then I'm gonna pretty much be done with this episode because it's going on for quite some time now. And all in one take. the past couple episodes have kind of been annoying because I've had to break them up. Usually, when people come down in the middle of recording and like make noise and whatnot, and I have to like start over. So that's good. What I was looking for was if there was, although that wouldn't have made sense. I put this wall specifically to separate the brick from the whatever. So that's good. I don't want to break. I don't want to like cover the. Oh wow! Oh, I forgot to do this. Oops. I don't want to cover the windows up, so instead of putting wall trimmings, I'm just gonna put like these little flourishes and whatnot. See how that looks, and then I'll be done, I swear. And the next episode, we'll just light this area up. Maybe like section off some more rooms, and then call it a day. Like, I think this will be a main hallway, and then we can break these little pockets up into their own individual rooms and whatnot. Maybe leave the brick area kind of more open, but we really cleaned up this area, made it a little more eye-pleasing at the very least, and a lot more kind of digestible for when we put in lighting and walls and whatnot. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Next episode, we're going to finish the long end of the field up and then move on to the short end of the field. Probably finish that up as well. If not, get really close and then finish it up like the beginning of the episode after that. We might have to F around with the corners a little bit, just based on how I divided the space up, all that stuff. But it's looking pretty good. Got the stadium looking pretty awesome inside and out. Getting there. Let's see how many floors we have left. Probably gonna depress me because we probably have a lot. So we have pretty much all this done. So really it's just 1, 2, 3, and we already did these. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to check out the previous episodes. I can't talk. If you'd like to follow along. And other than that, this has been Colonial Puppet. Let's do a little zoom out. And there she is. This has been Colonial Puppet. Have a nice day.